What's up, Internet? It's Dumbass Panicos Gaming, and we're doing some more Breed Tauros, but I did actually finally set it up, so the collecting eggs would be kind of automated, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So let me just get these moved over, and then we have about 180 eggs to work on tonight. Don't know why I exited the boxes. So you can see these are all eggs here, so gonna have plenty to hatch, and at least it'll be the interesting part and not just the you know, the standing there watching the screen for hours. Also, let me go ahead and save. I'm gonna have to release all these hatches anyways. Trollo, your Veluza's fillet away is your strategy. Okay, nice. Because, yeah, that's its, like, unique move, right? So that makes sense. But yeah, don't worry about, I mean, I can figure out what you're saying. That's not terrible. Honestly, it's not even bad. It's pretty decent. Better than a lot of people who speak English as a first language. There we go. Alright. Watch me get it on the first egg. Okay. Well, wasn't the first egg. English is your second language. So yeah, we should get up to the point where we're over that 50% mark tonight. So that the percentage number under the actual count is how likely at that many eggs I am to have seen at least one shiny. So like at this point, there's a 25 or at 254 eggs, there's a 39.13% chance that you'll see at least one egg, with the odds of, you know, using Masuda method and a shiny charm. So yeah, that doesn't mean the next egg is, you know, like a 39% chance of being shiny. It just means that if you were to do that many eggs yourself, that's the odds that you would see at least one shiny in that. Your first language is German. I took German in school. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I do not remember very much of it, to be honest. I mostly only took it because I had to graduate. I wish I would, like, remember more of it, but also at the same time, I've not really ever had a use for it. Just living in the United States, it hasn't been a thing, so it's one of those things where I like lost a lot of it just because I never had to use it, you know. You can teach me German. Well, I'm good for the time being, but thank you. Fortunately, in the modern day and age, even in the like worst case scenario, if like you're stranded, like if I was stranded somewhere in Germany, with what little I would know besides that, I can, you know, you just pull up Google Translate. Not like how it would have been decades ago, where it's like, oh, I'm stranded in a foreign country and I don't know the language. Guess I'll die. Alright, next set of eggs here. So yeah, shiny Tauros, we're looking for, instead of having like the lighter head and body and the kind of darker mane, it has the darker head and body and a lighter mane. Not a very good shiny, but it's also not the worst one. And it at least, like, it looks good, you know? Unlike some shinies where it's like, wow, this looks awful. Who the hell wants this? We're good in English, some of us at least could understand. Yeah, that, I mean, that is one thing. Like, with knowing English first, it's like a lot of people outside of the English-speaking countries still learn English as like their second language. But it is also a thing. It's like, well, you know, you shouldn't expect that. Or, you know, just assume it'll be the case. But again, it's like, well, worst case scenario, you always got Google Translate. But, you know, ideally you would, if you're traveling or something, you kind of have that stuff figured out beforehand and not have to worry about it. I would love to go to Germany one day. Mostly just because I'm like a massive car nerd, and boy does Germany make some good cars. And some very historic cars too, so it'd be fun to go to some of that stuff. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Move those over, grab these. Just bumping some more stream beats by Harris Heller tonight, as usual. We're just doing the lo-fi playlist. Just nice and chill for tonight. Every German stereotype is mostly wrong. I mean, most stereotypes are fairly wrong. It's just like a handful of dipshits that, like, meet it to a T, but doesn't really apply too well for the general population. It'd be really nice to get this tonight. We can start working on something else tomorrow. I think my plan right now is we'll get Blaze Breed, and then we'll work on Aqua Breed, and when we get that, I'll do a I'll probably have to do a stream of getting more Herba Mystica, because I am completely out in this save. I think I'm completely out of both my saves, actually. But then we'll go get ourselves a cloth, and then also get a, or we'll get back to working on, or start working on it, should probably even say, the Dunsparce. I do have a Dunsparce and the Dunsparce, but I have a 2-segment form, and I would like to have a shiny 3-segment form as well. Don't think I'm gonna do that for, Mousehold. Oh, there we go. I was actually about to check to see if I had actually hatched all these eggs already. But yeah, at least with Dunsparce, that's a pretty easy hunt to do in the Area 0. Because you can get a lot of them to spawn with the right sandwich, and also it's easy to see if it's shiny. Whereas Mousehold is a nightmare, because it's... The only difference is that, like, one of them has a slightly different shade of color for their shirt. And it's already a tiny Pokemon, plus it's, like, such a small difference. Just like, ugh. Can Garganacl spawn in the wild? Yeah, there's definitely some places that can spawn. Garganacl is the third evolution, right? Or the third stage. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Definitely. It can spawn in Area 0 for sure. And there's definitely a couple other places in the like open world that it can spawn. But yeah, if you go down to Area 0 in like the caves in the bottom and use a rock type sandwich, you'll get a lot of those, and you'll get also a lot of Glimora and Glimmet. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way, at least in Area 0, to get just the Garganacl line. There might be a spot in the open world, though. I never really looked too hard, though. Alright, almost done with this set of eggs already. We still got like another 160 eggs to go tonight. It definitely seems like hatching is a little bit slower in this game than it was in Sword and Shield. Yep. Obviously, the step rate, or the base steps, or whatever the correct term for it is, but you know, different species hatch at different speeds. But even like comparing it to like stuff that should be the same speed, it's like, it definitely feels like this game's slower. Which is a shame, because it's like, well, so collecting the eggs is incredibly boring in this generation. Because instead of, like, at least you're riding around in front of the daycare center, you literally just stand in front of a picnic table for 30 minutes. But you have that, and then it also takes longer to hatch them. It's like, ugh. Like, I get they're kind of really trying to push people to do encounters. Because it is way faster to do encounters for a lot of Pokemon. But for something like Tauros here, that has a very not obvious shiny. I didn't move eggs back in, right? Yeah. It's just way easier for me to do eggs. Like, maybe I'll eventually see when it's shiny if I do encounters. In fact, actually, just north of Lavencia here, there's actually a good spot to do that. But it's... I know it's going to take forever because I'm going to miss a bunch. Like, honestly, I probably would have bred a couple of the Paradox forms, even. But you can't breed Paradox forms, so I didn't have a choice about that. So that's why I had to do those as encounters. Mainly, like, Iron Moth. That was, like, probably the worst one. I very much bet that if I had that if I went back like through the footage of that, I probably missed a couple of shinies. Maybe not a couple, but probably at least one. Okay, it took me 3 or 4 sandwiches to get that one. It was more than one, which is not typical. Honestly, it's kind of typical to get multiple shinies out of one sandwich. Though, I guess, to be fair, that was in Violet, which was, I don't have the shiny charm in just yet. Once Pokemon Home updates, I will definitely get that. I should probably also do some planning at some point here for what teams I would build for, just like trying to blitz through Scarlet again. Since unfortunately I don't have my Koraidon anymore, which I need for my living dex. The one that you can actually like put into your box, not, you know, this one, which is, you can put this into your team, but then you can't write it, and you can never move it into the boxes. So you won't be able to like send it to Pokemon Home or anything. But I traded mine just using like the trade code that's kind of set up for swapping the legendaries. Because I just wanted to get my shiny charm, right? Get that out of the way. And I had hoped that the person that was on the receiving end would trade back with me, because I kind of felt like that was an understood part of that, or I had hoped that that would be an understood part of it, but they didn't, which sucks. I knew it was a risk going into that, though. I felt like it was worth it for the shiny charm. Do I want your Koraidon? I mean, if you're willing to give it to me, sure. I can trade you this extra Miraidon that I have. Since I now have 2 of them, because I got the one that I traded for, and then also I played through Violet. But yeah, that would absolutely be helpful. Not having to play through Scarlet a second time already, and play through Scarlet and Violet as a whole 3 times in less than 6 months. I would definitely be happy about that. You want to catch Talonflame and Garganacl? Okay. Yeah, no worries. Need to double check. I think I might have not counted the last one. Oh, okay. I didn't get off count. I definitely get off count a lot, because I'll just like, I'll be in the middle of saying something and I won't actually hit the button to increase the count every time I whatchamacallit? Hatch an egg. There we go. You have a Catching Bond and Iron Valiant with False Swipe. Nice. Yeah, False Swipe is definitely nice. I use a typically a Gallade. So basically the same thing as an Iron Valiant, right? But yeah, like, yeah. T-Wave and False Swipe are pretty much the combo. And also have like a Pokemon with Spore in your party as well. Just in case it's something that resists, or something that's like electric type, so it can't be hit with T-Wave. Like electric or ground type. Electric because it can't be paralyzed, and ground because ground can't be hit by electric. Or also a Pokemon with Glare is a good choice. Or Campy. Basically the same, but it's weak to Fairy. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, because it's Paradox, Paradox Gallade, so they had to change it up a little bit, right? Or I guess it's Paradox Gallade and Gardevoir, like, combined into one. Yeah, I think it does have better stats, because I think all the Paradox Pokemon have, like, better stats than normal stuff. Because they're, like, in the same realm as pseudo-legendaries. Like a Dragonite or a Tyranitar, stuff like that. I need to remember to update that drop-in box. I've gotten a lot more shinies since I made that. I'm just so bad about updating that stuff. I wish there was like a way to just like have like that information updated from like a Pokedex tracker or something. But that's getting into the weird stuff. Can I send you a fire breed Tauros when we're trading? Yeah, absolutely. That'll work fine. I mean, I'm gonna have a few of them, so yeah, that won't be an issue. I actually need to remember to, I think we're done with the eggs. I need to remember to trade one of these at some point for an Aqua breed as well. But I think I'll just wait until after I get the shiny to worry about that. Put eggs in, right? Yes, okay. Getting up close to that 300 mark now. 300 eggs hatched. Which, I mean, is still well under odds, but it is a kind of weird how that works out where, like, even at, like, well under 512 eggs, you'll be at the point where you're still 50% likely to have seen a shiny. It's just kind of a weird little quirk about how probabilities work, I guess. Is Glimmora better than Garganacl? I wouldn't know. They're definitely kind of different Pokemon, because Glimmora is rock poison, and I forget if Garganacl is anything besides just rock, but I know it's definitely not poison. But I know Garganacl has, what is it, Salt Cure? Which I forget exactly what it does, but I know it's a kind of interesting move. But yeah, I don't know enough about competitive to have any idea of which would be better than the other. And of course, it also depends on what the rest of your team makeup is, right? You can have the best Pokemon in the world on your team, but if it's filling a role that you don't need, just because of how your strategy is going to work, then it might not actually be better than something else that technically is considered worse. Gonna be another set done here. So much fun with this Garganacka while catching it. Nice. Alrighty, come on, Tauros. Let's get this done tonight. I got plenty of eggs still, but it's has its ability, which is immune to status moves. Okay. Yeah, if I can get this Tauros tonight, start Aqua Breed tomorrow, and then next week we'll do a lot more breeding of Aqua Breed. If we get it, we'll do whatchamacallit, we'll do the encounter hunt, we'll just do a stream of that, and then we'll hop into breeding starters. It's pretty much going to be the schedule again for the next week. Same as this week, which is pretty much just working on shiny hunting. Might change a little bit, but we'll see. Has an ability, which... Oh, I can't paralyze it, right? That would be a problem. You can get me a water breed. I mean, I can get that pretty easily. There's kind of community agreed upon trade codes that you can use. For like the swapping, like starter Pokemon or version exclusives like Blaze and Water Breed, or like a couple of trade evolutions as well. So it's not too worried about it. That's a pretty easy one to get. The problem is trying to get another Koraidon is a mess because it's not a lot of people actually got Scarlet. Most people got Violet. And so when you use those trade codes, you're just like going into the entire group of people that are trying to trade something in that trade code. So you're just going to keep on matching with people that have Miraidon. Because that's what most people have, a Miraidon that they're trying to send out for a Koraidon. And same with like in the Tauros trading one, most people are going to have Water Breed and they're looking for a Blaze Breed. So it's very easy to get a Water Breed out of that. Whereas from the other direction, if I needed a Blaze Breed, it's a little bit more difficult. It might be better now that like people have had some time to do breeding and stuff. And like people that bought, you know, both copies of the game have had time to play through both and stuff like that. Are they like wanting to trade a... Okay. Kind of speed demon, nice. Oh, I need to move these out. Iron Bundle, nice. I got very lucky with the Iron Bundle. I just like while I was playing through the story on Violet, I just happened to get a shiny Iron Bundle to spawn. One of my just random shinies that I wasn't even working on. I don't think it was my first shiny in Violet, because I think I actually had a random shiny Roly-Coly as well. It's a nice thing about like seeing the shinies in the overworld on like Sword and Shield, is like, even though we didn't get the sound effect or the visual effect that we got with Legends Arceus, it's just like so many Pokemon spawn that there's a pretty good chance that you'll see a shiny before the end of your playthrough, which is awesome. It just, I really wish they still had the sound effect. Or honestly, I feel like the visual effect would be better. Like in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where it just like has kind of star particle effects coming off of it constantly. Because again, like something like Tauros, it's so easy to not see it because it's just like such a subtle shiny. So like I could have had a shiny Blaze Breed spawn in the world at some point, and I just have no idea because I never looked at it enough. We can trade now? Okay. Let me hatch this real quick. I need to find what box this what was it that you wanted again? You wanted a fire breed, right? Okay, I guess I don't have to look for that. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's connect online. Just tell me what trade code you're gonna want to use. It can be whatever you want. Just like post it in chat, since no one else is really here. I don't think we have to worry about and Mira. Okay, yeah, I can do both. That's fine. You're helping me out here, so I will send you. Oh, that's a quite original one. Alright, Poke Portal. I have to actually see which, like, well, when it loads, which option it is. Okay, trade code. My only concern about this is that someone else might be trying to use this code. What's your in-game name? So that way I know. Julia. Oh, hey, perfect. First try. Let me see. Is it this box? It is this box. Okay, so I'll send you the Miradon first. Perfect. And then you can just send me whatever you want for a Blaze Breed. I'm not worried about it. Thank you so very much for this, by the way. I was like not looking forward to having to play through the game again. You never used it. Yeah, I mean, you do get basically 2 of them, right? Because you're riding one, you can actually move it into your party. So if you want to use it, you can just do it that way. You just can never send it to Pokemon Home or the boxes or anything. You play Violet. Okay. Oh, okay. Then yeah, I guess you can't. Okay, and then that's fine. But yeah, thank you so very much, Strello. I appreciate this. Definitely helps me out. Oh, I need to press A. Call you Julian if you want. Okay, I will try to remember that if you're here in the future. I probably won't. You'll probably have to tell me a couple times. But yeah, I'll try to remember to call you Julian. Oh, Julia. Okay, no worries. Effing autocorrection. Yeah, autocorrect is a bitch sometimes. It helps out in a lot of situations, but sometimes it's not too helpful. Also, I need to remember to actually count this one. Okay. And away we go. But yeah, again, thank you. I do appreciate that. That means I have my my living dex again now. I have every Pokemon, well, ever at this point. Because that was the only one that I was still missing to get. So yeah, as soon as Pokemon Home updates, I will have my living dex again. That's 300, by the way. No shiny, but again, 1 in 512 odds. It's not too surprising. Yeah, my like primary goal with the Pokemon games is to like always have one of every Pokemon. So besides like obviously get all legendaries and stuff like that, have stuff like have a Caterpie and a Metapod and a Butterfree in my box. And then yeah, that's like the main one. And then I'm kind of working on alternate forms for stuff. So like Unknown, Alcremie, Vivillon. Vivillion's kind of on the back burner because it's a pain in the ass to do in this game, but I can do it. And then I also want to work on a living shiny dex, which will take a very long time. Or a shiny living dex, rather. I put the emphasis on the wrong word there. Julie, I'm not quite sure what you mean with that last message, I'll be honest. Oh, I'll get the shiny on 669? Oh, God. I hope not, but it also wouldn't be nowhere near my worst hunt, so we'll see. Because, yeah, that would definitely be over odds. But, I mean, I think it was Galarian Corsola that went well into the thousands, or the 1,000. It wasn't, like, multiple thousands, but it was, you know, like 13 or 1,500. That one was rough. Especially because at the time I was like kind of pushing to try and get all my Galarian regional forms as shinies before these games came out. And I was kind of running out of days to do that. And then that hunt was just kind of dragging on. It's like, I don't want to fail this. Because like at one point I was like, wow, yeah, I have plenty of time to do this. And then all of a sudden I had no time left. It didn't help that last year there was a month in there somewhere, like July or August, where I think I streamed like 3 times total. I was struggling a little bit there. But yeah, I do try and stream currently 5 times a week, Wednesday through Sunday. So typically not Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, 5 times a week, usually for 2 to 3 hours, and usually kind of really late night. For me, I started this at 12:30 a.m., so technically not on Saturday, but on Sunday, but, you know, close enough. But obviously in Germany or anywhere in Europe, I guess, it's going to be a, you know, a very different time. Probably, I have no idea, actually, now that I think about it. I know England's, what, like 8 hours ahead of me? So it's like 9 a.m. there. So it's like midday. And for like most of Europe, that is. Pachirisu, your moveset is Hyper Fang, Nuzzle, Sweet Kiss, and Hyper Beam. Nice. Nuzzle can be real annoying. Because it's guaranteed paralyze plus a little bit of damage. Which on Pachirisu is going to be stab. I mean, it's only base power 20, but it's something. It's a little bit of a chip damage. And then his Hyper Fang, is that the one that always does like half of their HP? Yes, okay. So yeah, that could be an annoying moveset for sure. Well, annoying for your opponent anyways. But yeah, it seems about right for Pachirisu, though. More of a supporting role rather than direct damage. Well, I guess Hyper Fang is pretty good damage. Never mind. But yeah, like Sweet Kiss and Nuzzler. They're definitely going to cause some problems for people. Yep, still no shiny. It's kind of the worst part about shiny hunts. Doesn't matter how many eggs you hatch. Still gonna be 1 in 512 odds for the next one. Would be nice if there was some sort of pity mechanic. Like if you get to like 1,500 eggs, then you're guaranteed a shiny or something. Or maybe even more of that, you know, something just like out there, so that way if you're just like having a real bad time, you'll eventually be guaranteed to get it. Because I mean, in theory, you could do 10,000 eggs and not get a shiny. It's not very likely. In fact, it's very unlikely. But it could happen. I wouldn't worry about it too much though. I think I did the math on it once, and the percentage chance of that happening had a decimal point and then a whole lot of zeros before you get to the first number. Alright, another box down. That's 2, right? Yep. Still got 4 more boxes? Yeah, 4 more boxes and then, like, just a handful more. It's definitely still plenty of time to get this tonight. I didn't even do the math on where we were going to get on this. Like, what our final count for tonight is going to be. Assuming I don't get the shiny. I think it's... Because what we got... 120 more, so 400 and... I think 438 is where we're going to finish up. Which is a good amount. That's definitely getting close to at odds, but... Again, it's still underneath it. It's really not until you get past 512 eggs that it really starts to feel like you have bad luck. You're going now? Alright, thank you for coming in. I do appreciate it, Julia. You have a good rest of your day. And thank you again for following as well. I'll see you next time. And thank you again for the Koraidon. That was definitely very nice of you. I didn't realize, why is that Quake... Oh, it's not even up here anymore. There's a fucking Quakequavel with a credit card in the background. What the hell was that about? I've never paid too much attention to these billboards because... I mean, who really cares? I know there's like... You see the ones with Iona on there? There's the, like, grass-type gym leader. Yeah, see, there it is. Fucking duck with a credit card. What's going on with that? Those are a few kind of interesting ones, but it's also like... I don't really care. Especially because they're in, like, Pokemon language and not English. Or any, like, you know, actual language. Was that number 3? That was number 3. I do like the Fire Croc eating a bowl of cereal. I did just think about the fact that it is an interesting choice of me to do this in, whatchamacallit, Lavencia, when this is also the city that has the streamer gym leader. It's like an interesting choice. I didn't think about that at all before I did it. I was just like, oh yeah, there's a big circular area. But definitely since I'm going to be, God damn, I'm like not sure why I'm not counting these at all. Now that I'm pre-collecting all these eggs, or mostly pre-collecting them, because again, I did have to collect a few at the beginning of this stream. I cut that out of the YouTube upload. Or rather, never had it in the YouTube upload because I didn't start recording it. Anyways, now that I'm doing that, I don't always have to sit to Medali. Since I feel like that probably is going to be the best one for collecting the eggs, just because of how close the restaurant is to wherever you can picnic. Sorry, it's late. I'm tired. I know, I say that probably every stream. You might be asking yourself, why don't I get up earlier and stream before I go to work instead of streaming after work? And my response would be, anyways, here's this next egg that we're hatching. But yeah, doing the collecting the eggs off stream is just, it's going to be better for this. And again, I can mostly automate it. I just have to check on it every 30 minutes, which is nothing. I did do the math on it for if I didn't check on it at all, if I just left it running, like didn't buy an egg power meal or anything, and just let the game run for however long I needed to. But it's a lot. I think it's something like 15 hours I have to leave the game running to get like the same number of eggs that I have here. I might have to do the math again. I'm not sure that quite checks out, but it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, this amount of eggs should be good for like a 2.5 hour stream. I would like to have enough to do like 3 hour streams. And if I'm not feeling it, then, you know, I can cancel early and I just have more eggs for next time. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I think tonight after stream, I will do my trade for a Aqua Breed. I know I could have probably just done it right there, trading with Julia, but I wasn't too worried about it. My main thing was just getting a Koraidon again. Oh, what happened to the screen? Hello? Game? Please fix. Oh, did it? Okay. Whoa, that was unpleasant. That was really unpleasant. That, like, was hurting my eyes. Everything being so blurry and out of focus. Ugh. Let me save real quick in case the game crashes. I'm a little bit worried about that now. If it does that again as well, I'm gonna, I'll save again and then I'll just reset. Because I don't want that to be a regular thing. That was awful. I mean, it's not the worst visual thing to happen in a video game. Remember when Cyberpunk, like, literally tried to give people seizures? Like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was something where it was, like, a lot of, like, flashing lights and stuff, and it was basically like they were deliberately trying to trigger epilepsy in people. Like, that's how, like, absurd it was. Like the banned episode. Well, see, not even like the banned episode of Pokemon. One of the banned episodes where, like, Pikachu is shooting down Porygons or something. There's a bunch of flashing lights everywhere. Where it's like, oh, okay, they didn't think this through. It really seemed like almost deliberate with Cyberpunk. And it's like, what the hell are you guys doing? God, Cyberpunk was such a mess when it came out. As far as I know, it's a pretty good game now, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna give you any credit there when you're like, not just a like major developer, like CDPR, I believe. They're like one of the biggest employers in Poland. Like, you're a big company. You don't have an excuse for releasing crap like that. Like, I don't think even really Hello Games had much of an excuse when they released No Man's Sky in the state that it was in. And I mean, even that, honestly, No Man's Sky ran mostly fine. It was just very devoid of any features that they had basically said were going to be in it. And didn't clarify before launch that, like, oh, hey, by the way, this stuff isn't going to make launch. It just released and was kind of barren. Like, Cyberpunk just ran like shit, had a ton of glitches, and had some very bizarre choices as well. And again, like, at least Hello Games is like, well, okay, they had, what, like 12 people working for them, as opposed to one of the largest employers in Poland. Like, it's not okay. Same with, like, you know, Fallout 76. That was a shit show. And again, that's another major developer. They don't get any room to maneuver there. It's like all these companies saw No Man's Sky basically just absolutely shit on when it came out for pretty good reason. And just, like, you know, rose from the ashes of its own creation. And every developer now is like, oh, we should just do that because we get so much goodwill when we release a shit product and then make it good. But, like, one, you have to actually make it good, you know. And two, if you're like a big developer, you're not going to get the leeway there. I mean, even No Man's Sky, like, it was a slow burn to get to where people were like, oh, wait, holy shit, this game is actually, like, really good now. I will say, I actually kind of enjoyed it when it first came out, mostly because I knew exactly what I was getting. Like, I did not follow the hype train for No Man's Sky at all. I did not care. I was like, okay, it's some indie game. I'll worry about it. Game came out. I think I looked up the Polygon article on it. And they're basically like, yeah, it's okay, I guess, but there's, like, not much to do. But if you want to just wander around in space, go for it. And I went, cool, that's exactly what I want. And I bought it, and I enjoyed it for what it was. And then I tried to go back and play it on Xbox like a year or so, probably like more like 2 years ago, because it was on Game Pass. And let me see, okay, and they like changed it from being first person to third person, and that just by itself, I was like, okay, I'm like so much less immersed in this world now. And I didn't end up actually playing it much. I got like a really bad spawn, I feel like, on that, and I was just like, okay, I'm good. I'm not gonna play this. Maybe I'll try it again on PC or something though. I do think it is on Game Pass for PC. But yeah, like I won't say I really enjoyed it at launch, but like I had my fun with it. And again, I knew exactly what I was getting. And I played the crap out of it. I got most of the trophies. I think the main one was was there one for getting to like the end of like what story there was? But also there was one for like shooting down other ships, which I want to say was bugged and it wasn't tracking properly at the time. I never got those. I definitely didn't get the ships one. I don't remember if there was one for the other stuff. Like, again, the campaign, the story, whatever you want to call it. The thing that was barely there. I don't know. Maybe give it another try. Or not. I have such a big backlog. I know we talked about this last stream. There's so many games that, like, I would love to play or play again or pick up from where I left off or, you know, whatever. It's just, like, adding more games to that list, probably not a good idea. Like, I've kind of already decided I'm probably not going to play any more MLB The Show. At least for this year. Partially just because, again, I have to use the cloud streaming stuff. Oh, that reminds me, I should lower my subscription again. Whatever. Maybe if there's another cloud game, I'll try it or something. I don't know. But it's... The streaming is not great. It's not bad, but it's just, you know, it sucks because I can't, like... It struggles if I'm trying to watch a YouTube video, or especially if I'm trying to upload something to, like, YouTube. While I'm doing it, like, you get a lot of compression artifacting. But also, I don't know, like, I enjoy it. I love baseball. But also, like, I pretty much only care about the conquest mode, and you really just don't get enough of the stubs. I believe it's like the in-game currency for buying the card packs. You just don't get enough of those to do it, to, like, be able to enjoy it, I feel like. Because, like, I was gonna save up for, like, some of the better packs that, like, give you some guaranteed stuff or whatever, because I was like, well, yeah, why spend money on the cheaper packs when, you know, they're not as good? But, like, you really can't, like, save up because you just don't get enough. You really do just have to, like, buy the in-game currency, which kind of sucks. Maybe if you do, like, actual online modes, it's better or something, but, like, I mostly just want to do Conquest. Which, like, the early maps for Conquest I love so much, and then the later maps I'm just, like, or, like, the bigger ones are just like, ugh. Also, I'm not very good at the game, so, like, even when even playing on Rookie, it's, like, it's not good. I basically swing at everything, which is not how you should play that. Tends not to be a good strategy. Occasionally I'm, like, good enough to notice as the pitch is coming out that's like, oh, this is way off, and not go after it. But it's a whole lot of swinging strikes and a whole lot of foul tips. And then on the pitching side, I just feel like the pitching is so inaccurate. I mean, it's accurate in terms of being realistic, probably, maybe. But, like, it just sucks that you'll, like, try it, like, with a good pitcher who's supposed to have really good control, like 100 rating control, and you'll try and throw a pitch somewhere, and then it's on the, like, complete other corner of the strike zone. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, this wasn't even close. There's definitely times where I get to the point where it's like, okay, well, I have zero control over this, so I'm just going to aim it for the center of the zone, and it'll go somewhere. And sadly, a lot of times it kind of works okay. Which is funny. But yeah, there's definitely some times where it's just like I can't make any good contact while batting, and then, you know, of course, when the confidence of the pitcher goes up, they pitch better, and so that's becoming an issue. So it's like, okay, well, I hope I score in the 3rd inning. Because that's the thing, you know, normally baseball is a 9-inning game, right? But it's, in the Conquest stuff, it's 3 innings just to, like, speed it along. So you don't have to do a complete game to make any progress. But yeah, it's basically hope that when the reliever comes in the 3rd inning, I can knock them around a little bit and then not have my pitchers suck. Which I guess is like the entire, well, yeah, basically have your team bat well and have your team pitch well. That's like the entirety of baseball, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like a thing where it's like, yeah, like it's fun, but it's also frustrating and it's just, fuck it. I don't want to play that anymore. Same reason why, again, I don't do multiplayer anymore. Because multiplayer, 9 times out of 10, it's just not fun. For me, anyways. Because it's just frustrating. Because you're either getting your ass kicked or, you know, sometimes you go on like a hot streak or whatever, but then that just makes the ass kicking even worse. And so many people are so toxic in online as well that it's just like, it's just, this ain't for me anymore. I'm just gonna chill with some Pokemon. So yeah, 3 more boxes, so we're about halfway through. Should be about like a 2-hour stream. A little bit over. Yeah, let's hope we get this tonight. I definitely want to start up on Aqua Breed tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. Well, alright. Maybe fun is a little bit of an exaggeration. It'll be no better or worse than this. But, again, being that I'm automating some of it now, the off-stream collecting of eggs should be, this is, you know, this is better than just standing there looking at a bench the entire damn time. I'm not sure why they thought that was a good mechanic. That is just not good gameplay. It really isn't. If you have a point where you're encouraging your player to just stand still and not do anything for 30 minutes at a time, you fucked up. That should not ever be how that goes. Unless you're like specifically expecting it to be a mechanic where the player just like walks away and leaves it alone. Like I remember in Black Desert Online, there's the auto fishing. So basically when you go to log off for the night, you just go and leave your character to fish. And like by the time you get up, you probably have a full inventory and you can sell those fish or whatever you need to do with them. But you're not really intended to like, I think there is a mechanic to manually fish, but like, you know, it's meant to be something that you do when you're offline, right? So it's not really the same as this, where you can't really walk away from it, you know? You have to collect eggs sometimes. Like, yeah, I have the switch up, but that, you know, they shouldn't be expecting people to have a third-party hardware tool to let them automate it for them, you know? And that's still, like, not perfect because you have to check in on it every 30 minutes because you have to go get another meal power. Oh, right, we're down here. Another set of the books. Sorry, I'm yawning again. Another reason why I would really like to get this tonight or soon is I think my YouTube uploads have almost caught back up. Not quite. I kind of had a glut where I had a whole bunch of shinies. So I had a whole bunch of shorts to upload. And we're kind of getting to the point where I'm out of highlights to upload. Or the shorts, so it's like, I think VOD should be getting caught up pretty soon. They are a little bit behind, just because, again, it's like I'm alternating between a VOD and a short every other day. But they should be caught up, but also, like, you know, since I stream 5 days a week, there's 2 days where I don't have an upload, basically, because I didn't, you know, if I don't get a shiny. But yeah, we'll see. Depending on how the next couple of days go, I might get back to playing some NSO stuff on Saturdays. I might get back to Alolan Raichu on Wednesdays, I think. Maybe not. I might make a... Well, it depends. I kind of want to make Alolan Raichu, like, Fridays. So that way I'm not, you know, doing that one too much as well. Because that one, on top of basically standing in one spot and pressing A over and over, but at least it's a little bit more visually interesting than collecting eggs. It's also a 1 in 4,000 odds hunt, which is not ideal. So it's just kind of like a hunt that I would rather not be like doing for super long periods of time. So I do it on a Friday where typically I'm not going to start before, definitely not before midnight. I'm usually going to be more like 12:30 or 1 in the morning. And just do like, you know, an hour and a half or 2 hour stream for those. But the problem is, typically I do raid stuff on Friday nights, so who knows. But yeah, I'm curious if we might get another event raid next weekend before the Walking Wake and Iron Leaves come back. Because those start up on the 1st of May, which are going to be Monday, I believe? Let me see. Yes, Monday. So they could do another event over the weekend, which would kind of work out with how they did it with Pikachu when they had Pokemon Day. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Would be nice if maybe just next week they decide to update Pokemon Home, but they won't. At this point, I'm expecting Pokemon Home to get updated 1 day before I manage to get every shiny in this game, which ought to take me a little while. But yeah, I need to look into also other encounter hunts that should be pretty easy to do, like Cloth, because Cloth has a pretty good spot for it, and it's going to be pretty much just it spawning. And it's also a very obvious shiny. That's the other thing about it. I could do like outbreak hunts as well, which also, I mean, there are ways to manipulate that, right? So you can, I would have to look into the videos about it again, but there are ways where, depending on where you are when the date rolls over, that will actually affect what outbreaks end up spawning. I just don't remember exactly how that mechanic works. Well, I'm not sure anyone knows exactly how it works, but just like how to kind of guide it. So that could work for some things. I mean, we did do a good number of outbreaks, or not outbreaks, but just like encounters already. Besides even the Paradox Pokemon, right? We got our Rellers. We got that Wattrel one time. Cloth again will do. We did some stuff in Area 0. I'll be honest, I'm kind of drawing a blank past that, but I know there's been others. And again, sorry for yawning so much. I might actually wrap up here. I'm kind of tired. Let me get up to... Let me see here. What are we at for hatches? Let me finish this box. I'll finish this box, and then I think I'm going to wrap up for the night. So we'll still have a lot left over. But I mean, that is like, what, 60 eggs there, at least? No, 120. Yeah. Which is what we've been basically doing. And then, yeah, I'll have a head start on what I need to get ready for tomorrow night. I did move in. Yes, okay. I always do that where, like, we'll probably hatch one in a second here. But I'm always like, I did actually do that, right? I put more in my party? Yeah, see, there we go. That one was actually a lot longer than usual. There's so many times where, like, I'll worry about it because I'm just like, I'm not sure if I actually got more eggs. And then I'll check it. I did. And then, like, 5 steps later, they'll start to hatch. Just because, like, it feels like it's taking way too long. It is interesting that they don't all hatch at the same time anymore. Like in Sword and Shield and BDSP, if you, like, had 5 eggs with no steps on them and put them in your party, they would all basically hatch at the same time. And Sword and Shield, you would have to take 1 additional step every time. But in BDSP, it would just, like, hatch them all in a row. I'm not sure why it is in this game they don't do the same thing. That, you know what? That's probably a part of why it takes longer. That's definitely part of why it takes longer. That's not like a big amount of time, I would assume. Because it's probably only, well, like what, even 5 seconds an egg? It's probably more like 10 too. So we'll say 10 seconds an egg extra over like 60 eggs. I mean, that's 600 minutes? No, 600 seconds. Jesus Christ me. But I mean, that's like another 10 minutes. And that's, yeah. That's probably in the ballpark. So yeah, that's actually a pretty decent part. Again, if my number is even remotely correct of 10 seconds per. But yeah, and I'll go back to Sword eventually. I think my main goal is, you know, regional forms, which for right now would just be this game and, Let's Go Eevee, so I wouldn't have a reason to go back to Sword just yet. And then get all the brand new Pokemon in this game. So all the new Pokemon that are added with Gen 9. The starters and stuff like Reller. I know I already have that one, but just an example. Which is, you know, all the brand new Pokemon that aren't shiny locked, because of course that's kind of a problem. go. Well, I think we got 2 more sets here before I wrap up. I didn't realize how tired I was going to get all of a sudden. Like, I know I worked today, but still. Usually I got a little bit more energy, but whatever. And you never know, we could get it within these next couple of spawns. That would be awesome. Because then I'll just finish hatching them off stream. And we'll start up brand new with the Aqua Breed. Oh, I just noticed we're up over 50% now. So we are now more likely to have seen a shiny than to have not seen a shiny. Did I pass that? So yeah, on A356, that's when we went over. So again, does not mean that I'm more likely to see a shiny now. It just means that we were more likely to have seen one based on the 1 in 512 odds. Or it was more likely that we would have seen one than not seen one. We are still under odds, of course, but I mean, again, it doesn't quite work out where it's like, oh, at 512 eggs, now you're at the 50-50 mark. Alrighty, I think one more set here and we'll be all good for the night. Unfortunately, it's kind of looking like we're not going to get the shiny. And by kinda, I mean it's very unlikely. It's like, what, a 1% chance that I'll see it with this set of 5? It's actually, it's weird. It feels like that is way better than what I think it is. Like saying I have 5 shots at 1 in 512. It's like, okay, that's not great. But like saying that I have a 1% chance of with any 5 eggs, it's like, okay, well, you know, that's not too bad. Still low odds, of course, but like, it just feels better. It's like, it's definitely less than 1%, but not like a whole lot. Like probably, you know, 0.98 or something like that. I didn't put him in my party, right? I'm not going to check. I'm just going to go for it. Watch, this will be the one time I didn't put eggs in the party. Hey, there we go. Alright. Come on, egg. Help me out here. Nope. Wasn't that one. I think 3 more now. Or, yeah, this one and then 2 more. Alright, come on. Come on, Blaze Breed. Give it to me. Alright, one more shot here. Come on, buddy. Gotta be so nice to get it here. I mean, it would be mildly, Jesus, annoying that I have so many more eggs past this when I don't need any more shinies, but nope. Okay, well, 372 eggs. We did, let's do the math here real quick. Again, I would love to, like, set up my counter at some point in the future to show, like, both, like, the current stream as well as, like, lifetime encounters. So we had 120 eggs tonight. You know, what are the odds of that? Actually, hold on a second. Let me do the math real quick. I want to see what my odds were before we wrap up. 511 divided by 512, and then we're gonna put you up to the 120th power. Okay, so it was like a 21% chance that I would have gotten a shiny tonight. Oh well. There's always tomorrow, right? Let me go ahead and save real quick, and yeah, because we're just gonna wrap up. So thank you so very much for watching. Tomorrow we'll just be working on this some more. Man, I really want to get this tomorrow. I don't want to be doing this hunt over like multiple weeks. Come on, game, please. But yeah, more Blaze Breed hunting tomorrow. And yeah. Yeah, we'll figure out kind of what the schedule is next week. For right now, it's kind of penciled in as just more breeding and maybe some encounters, and we'll see what happens with raids. Yeah, I don't quite know what the schedule is going to be, but we'll find it out then. But yeah, tomorrow will be more Blaze Breed. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're on YouTube, check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/PanicGhostGaming. I do a whole lot of shiny hunting. A whole lot of it. But I also do playthroughs of the Pokemon games. Occasionally I do like Nintendo Switch Online stuff as well, like the NSO games, the like old gen games that they add to it. And just other like little stuff every once in a while. So yeah, come check it out. But if you don't, that's fine too. Thank you anyways for watching. I do definitely appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time.